Hi everyone, good evening or morning or afternoon or whatever. Welcome to my vlog, third episode. Yay! Um, okay, so today I'm gonna talk about languages, which I didn't really want to talk about on the first entry. Um, Actually, I'm gonna talk about it because I posted on Instagram that I have a new YouTube channel, and I didn't link it because I don't think I have enough content. For sure I'm gonna link it this time. But anyway, so someone on Instagram asked me for the link, and she also asked me like what language I'm gonna be speaking, and I said I'm doing this vlog in English. And she said she'd prefer me not to because she doesn't speak English that well. She won't understand. And I was a little surprised because I do write my Instagram posts in English, but then again, Instagram has translation, not the best translation, but it has it. And I do recall, like, before that, when I was speaking on Facebook, like, about making a gaming channel, then people told me they won't watch if I'll do it in English because they don't speak English so well, so they'd prefer Hebrew. Which is, begs the question, why am I doing this in English anyway? So the answer for me is that I'm really comfortable with English. As I said, it's a third language, so it's not a language I grew up with or people spoke around me in general. But I did speak it with friends pretty much since like junior high school. When I grew up and I started working in places, I got many jobs because I have good English and I was using it at work. I was speaking to clients worldwide, etc. And like I even think in English, so I tend to like prefer to speak in it. So as I said, it's not exactly a language that's naturally coming to me. I was I'm not from an English speaking country, and I wasn't born in an English speaking country, and I don't think I have ancestors from English speaking countries. I was born in the Soviet Union like a few months before it got disintegrated, in the area that is today Ukraine. And was Ukraine too, but it wasn't an independent Ukraine. Then my family moved to Israel when I was like a small kid. I was like 3 years old, and since then I'd been like, I went to school speaking Hebrew, and everyone around me spoke Hebrew, and then I knew English. They taught it at school. Like when I was 9 years old, they started teaching it at school. But I knew English also from TV. There were shows that they'd broadcast with subtitles. So I would watch them and read the subtitles, and I got very good at reading Hebrew that way, actually. And I slowly also started understanding English. School wasn't doing very well to teach me things, but it was teaching some things. Mostly though, I think I learned from reading, and then like I started reading books, and I started going on the internet, and all the cool websites were in English. Then I also I kind of got into anime, and most anime would not have subtitles in Hebrew. Like that was something that's not very familiar around here. So if you wanted to get anything, you'd have subtitles in English. So I'd gotten very good at reading English quickly enough, and I understand half sentences in Japanese, I guess, but I wasn't. I was also watching it at a later age, and I guess I wasn't watching it as much as I was watching English content. And also, like, well, in English, I would end up interacting on the internet, like chatting to people and writing on forums, which is I was never able to reach that kind of level in Japanese, because also, like, writing in Japanese is a lot more complicated than writing in English, so I feel like I'd have a barrier over there. But we're not talking about Japanese right now. So I might be having some mild form of languagism. That's not a word as far as I know, but I feel for me it's a true thing. So, like, it's very related to how I grew up, I guess. So, I started speaking Russian, and then when we came to Israel, I kind of, I started associating Russian as like a baby language, which, it's kind of stupid, but that's how kids think about it. So since I spoke in it when I was a baby, I saw it as like something for babies, and like, I was busy learning the language around me, which was Hebrew, and like, I did not want to speak in Russian. It felt uncool, and like, I spoke to my mom in Russian because she wasn't picking up Hebrew as quickly as adults tend to not do. But I wasn't talking to friends in Russian, and there was a strong mindset of like, speak the local language. Like, it could be a bit, I don't want to say racist, because I don't feel this word is translated correctly when the main story that people gathered in this country for is that we are all family. We're not races, and we come from different countries and different ethnicities after a long diaspora, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? Pardon my French. But like, so people would hate hearing a foreign language, and there would be like, people might be kind of clashing based on different ethnicities that they sort of like, because of the countries they came from, and like, you're supposed to speak Hebrew, so speak Hebrew. But so there's the thing, right? English did not seem to abide by that rule. English was the cool language. English was the language at which all the cool content is spoken at. All the cool celebrities, all the, like, Americanization happens all over the world, so it's here as well. But like, if you'd speak any other language, you'd kind of have people acting weird to you, like maybe a little hateful, or at least like being offended that you speak something they don't understand. Like, when you speak a language people don't understand, they tend to think you're like either gossiping about them, or you're like cursing them or something, which is, I mean, that's really egocentric. That's probably not true, but that's what people think. But not in English. If you're speaking English, you're in the cool crowd. Also, as I said, it kind of got me jobs, better paying jobs than, like, a call center for an English speaker. would pay more than if I just work with a call center that's local, because there's a larger English speaking crowd throughout the world than just the amount of like Hebrew speakers in Israel. So that's like a bigger market, more money to be made. And also it's a rarer skill, right? So most people here would speak Hebrew and few would speak English. So like I got used to it. But then again, also before that, like I said, I had friends like right from junior high school that we would talk like mostly, if not only, in English, and it's kind of I ended up preferring that, I guess, because of like, it's usually, it has to do with culture, but I'm not speaking like, usually when people say culture they talk about ethnical culture, and I mean like internet culture, I mean like TV programs, I mean we could talk about the same content. This language could be, I guess, a marker for people who shared interests in said content. So that kind of culture. And so that's old habits die hard. As an adult, I don't think that Russian is a kid's language. Obviously, that's just a stupid idea that I had as a child. And I do try to speak it more in the workplace. We have a lot of Russian speakers, so if anybody turns to me in Russian, I do try to answer in it. I speak fluently, actually, in Russian. I have a pretty authentic accent. It was, after all, my first language. But I think I might be talking like a kid, or maybe getting stuck on words because I don't have enough practice speaking it. So like if I meet a Russian speaker, I know I could communicate with them, but I also feel like my IQ drops in about 30 points at least when when I speak it, or at least I'm perceived that way, because I can't articulate myself as well as I can in other languages, and I sound much less impressive when I stumble over my words. Hebrew, which is the local language, which is, I guess, my best one, and I speak it with practically no foreign accent. Like very few people ever told me they hear a hint of Russian accent in my Hebrew, but most people I met thought I have a very clean, like local Hebrew accent. When I speak English, I do think I have this Hebrew Israeli accent. I don't have an American accent or a British accent, but I also don't have like a Russian accent like you might hear in some places. I think like I sound more like Borat than an American villain. Is that the right way to? I think it might be a good metaphor. So yeah, I generally like languages, so I'm trying my best to not lose my Russian and speak in it to people who speak to me in it. I don't have a problem with Hebrew, just local spoken language. I guess traces of me thinking of English as school is that I just so got used to thinking in it that even on a vlog, or even if I just write a journal, I prefer to write in English to myself. There's just something weird to me about thinking or writing in other languages, although if people turn to me in these languages, I don't generally feel weird to communicate in them. So other than that, I love hearing songs in other languages. I even like, I used to like memorize songs in Japanese, because it's just so fun to like try to speak different words with a different accent. So I would also like, as I said, I understood half sentences, so I understood words. I would also memorize the meaning, so generally if I sing something I know what I'm singing. I'd probably have a very heavy accent. Not sure which. Would that be a Hebrew accent? I wonder. Also, like, one of my favorite bands would be Helveti, which is a folk metal band. They sing in Gaelic, which is a dead language, so as I understand they worked with linguistic professionals, like linguists, on their songs, and I find that premise to be kind of cool all on its own. I would have fun memorizing their songs and singing it too. I'm not gonna do that live because I am not blessed with a singing skill. But it's just something I love to do. I do think that I should consider my crowd if I'm gonna be a YouTuber. And right now I'm betraying that sorta, because most people that would know about this channel are people who are already like my friends on social media, and that would mostly be people I know. Some people would be like people I met online, and might not speak Hebrew, and they might be English speakers, but most people would be Hebrew speakers. A lot of them don't speak English well enough to understand me, and that's just kind of bitchy on my end, I guess. When I was a kid, I used to watch these shows that, like, they were in between cartoons. There would be like a TV host, and he or she would be talking about things, or like calling up kids at home, or playing games, interactive games with them, and things like that. And like, when I was a kid, I would always imagine kind of like that I'm a TV host and I'm talking to a non-existing crowd, and I mean, I feel that might be the game I'm playing right now. Like, I'm just talking to myself and feeling like I'm having this show of my own, and I'm not thinking who I'm talking to. I might be talking to nobody at all. It's the same as I have trouble looking at the camera, although I'm getting used to it. I think the trick is to have the the image that I'm filming on the screen, and then I'm watching myself, so it's like watching TV, I guess, and not actually looking at the camera. But that's a hack for me. It's a trace of that, I guess. I'm doing this publicly, and I am doing this talking to people. I'm aware people see me. I'm aware people watch me. People viewed the videos I uploaded. People commented on them. It got attention, but I'm talking to myself in public. I don't know what this is. I've been doing this on Facebook as well. I've been writing these long posts that like nobody, like, I'm not sure nobody would read, but not a lot of people would interact with, or I would like, I don't know, I'd post things that get little to no likes, just because, like, I don't know, photos of my plants and stuff, because I love them, okay? They're look, my baby is grown a new part, and then it's like, it will not be seen well here. It's actually grown an air root. I'm not sure why. That's besides the point then. But yeah, I just share things I like in ways I like without considering the crowd, and I think that might be a little wrong. Uh, I'm hoping YouTube actually has a bit more statistics for that, and maybe like could help me in making it a dialogue and not just me monologuing with myself just because. Uh, I think another issue is that, like, other than me just simply being comfortable with English, it's also like the language in which I consume the most content. So, like, I would say 95% of my feed in any given app, YouTube included, is like purely in English. And so, like, I watch how others talk, and I kind of end up wanting to be part of that crowd, and like that's not the people who would watch me, that's just the people I watch, like in any app. Like I I talk in the language that I hear the people I'm following talking to me at, which works in reality. When somebody turns to you in a certain language and you speak back at the same language, that makes perfect sense. But when you do that on the internet, you end up with your followers not understanding you. So what's my solution to all of this? I thought of putting on subtitles. That seems realistic. I saw that YouTube can automatically caption me in English, which is really nice. If I'm gonna caption myself in Hebrew, I think it might help some people understand what I'm saying. Another option would be actually to refilm this in a different language. I think it might be a little harder because I'm not just gonna script myself and then translate on the go, because that's just gonna be mad. And so the solution kinda ends up being me like writing the points for myself and saying it in a different language, and then well, it just ends up being a little bit of a different video. I think it might be like a faster way to go about it, because sitting and captioning myself might be really tricky. But also, frankly, I'm just not sure what's worse. Another thing to do, I guess, would be to just choose a language and focus on it. I don't feel the best about like choosing English, because I guess that betrays the only audience I have right now. Some people speak English well enough to get me. Surely not all of them. As I said, I also kinda know that local crowd is small, and so if I'm thinking of making it a bigger channel at some point, I would want to not just be speaking Hebrew. Like also, I feel a lot of times that not a lot of Hebrew speakers know kind of the content and things I'm interested in, and so like I would see a lot of English content about certain things like cottagecore, if we speak about my previous video, but also just anime in general and gaming and all that, and it just automatically makes me want to feel like I'm participating in that conversation, and so I want to speak in the language it speaks. But then that might be a wrong way to think. I mean, then I'm competing with a lot of content already existing. if I took content that I can't find in Hebrew and translated it, I might be making it more familiar to more new people, and thus actually creating more of a crowd to it, and creating content that's basically original to people who don't speak English so much. So, I mean, I kind of understand both angles. This video's been 25 minutes so far. Luckily, I don't feel I need to edit it so much, which saves me the trouble. I think captioning it will take a lot longer. I might try to make the same video in Hebrew. I wonder if I should. Well, if you've watched this far, thank you. That's been the longest I ever filmed. Hello! Who's my little small? Yes? You wanna come to me? Yes, baby. You got a treat? Who's you little? Who's my little kitten? Say hello to Xiang-Yu. Xiang-Yu's my little baby. Boy, you wanna sit, Xiang-Yu? Xiang-Yu, baby. It's my tea. And it's my tea, kitten. You can drink my tea. Come here. No. I love you. You wanna sit here? No? No, you wanna sit in front of the camera so that everybody sees how beautiful you are? Who's my baby? Okay. I think Xiang-Yu wants some attention. Hey, no eating my lamp. Yeah, it's a lamp if you've been wondering. It's not cat food. It's not cat food, baby. It's a small. So if you like Xiang-Yu, or if you like the video, you can like, you can subscribe, you can share if you feel this is shareable content, and have a great day.